You've always mixed genres, but this is from pop songs to operatic songs, but this is the first time that you've gone from one genre on one album. So what attracted you to the idea of musicals?
That was an idea because when we did the other tours, we just integrate one of the songs that was somewhere. That was many years ago. And we just thought, wow, every year we're gonna try to do another musical theater song. So then suddenly we thought, now is the time to have a musical theater record. And the musical affair that we're gonna have out on the 2nd of December, I think it's one of the best record that we have done so far. And of course, we're gonna do a big tour with the record and everything. So it's gonna be fantastic.
What is it called again?
A musical affair.
Oh.
Musical affair.
Out on the 2nd of December.
Definitely
just
the best album we've done all year.
Tell me about the special guests, because obviously there's some interesting guests on the album, including the likes of Barbara Streisand, Nicole Scherzinger. Who was the most fun to work with?
Well, you know what? Everybody's been very different, and everybody's been very inspiring in their own right. Obviously, if you take Barbara Streisand, which is an absolute highlight of our career, I think, so far, over the last 10 years. I mean, that record dates from 2006 when we were on tour with her, and we were very flattered and honored at the time that we, very young in our career, actually got invited by Barbara herself to join her on her North American tour at that time. And we were properly integrated in her show as well. And for us to be so up close and personal with one of the greatest artists of our time, somebody so accomplished and so diverse, and that was just an absolutely amazing, mind-blowing experience for us.
Was it quite terrifying as well?
No, she was actually rather sweet, wasn't she?
She was nice. She was
Shy.
really nice.
Pretty shy.
Yeah,
Really?
she's shy.
Yeah, like us.
Good grief. She's shy like you. Okay.
Yeah, we're really shy.
I think
What about
you have your
Nicole
own brand of
Scherzinger?
shy.
What about Nicole? Because she's someone that I would never have expected.
She
to
is
see.
hot.
Ah, Carlos.
It was amazing to record with her because that was a big surprise because obviously we knew her from the band Pussycat Dolls.
Carlos, that's another thing.
That's another
That's
thing.
what you were watching yesterday. That's another act.
I thought it was alone
Good night, everybody.
I thought it was alone in my room watching
No,
PT.
that was a
PT.
music.
So
that
it was an
another
amazing
affair.
surprise because obviously when she did Memory in our record, she is such an amazing musical theater voice. She's really born for that. Apart from other things, but really she's what?
It's getting hit.
No,
you know.
No, but
it's very
Just
beautiful
keep
what
going,
she's done.
keep
she's
going.
really beautiful.
Yeah,
No,
it's
I'm
very
just saying.
beautiful, her part in this
Memory,
album,
yeah.
really. It's great.
If I had to get you to all pick one song on the album that's your favourite, would you be able to do that?
Not collectively, I don't think so.
What about one each?
One each. All right, well, today I will go with If Ever I Would Leave You from Camelot. And that's because usually that's what Sebastian says, and I just wanted to steal that from him. No, but actually that's the song that got me started in music in the first place. When I was in high school, I had a choir teacher who took note that I had a voice before I did and encouraged me to audition for the musicals, and that was the song that I actually auditioned with. That started me on my whole journey of musical theater, and then into opera, and then into Il Divo, and now back to music theater.
Amazing. So it's all come full circle.
Yeah.
What about you?
You know what is really funny? If we could swing Carlos around now, we would have one unanimously because I would have chosen that one as well, and I know Sebastian would have. So
Very
Carlos
true
is-
indeed.
Yeah, it's all
Yeah.
Carlos's fault then.
Yeah.
Go on, Carlos.
then
What would
what?
be your different one?
I would say My Way. No.
Really?
No, I would say
My Way's
One-
not on the album, by the way.
No,
That was the
no.
joke.
I didn't think that.
one big surprise for me was the song Who Can I Turn To? What's the name of the musical?
Roar of the grease paint, smell of the crowd.
Yeah, the smell of the what?
Just keep going.
Of the
Keep
crowd.
going. And so the song, because the way we did it, we just the final result was like a Latin beautiful ballad, and it was so beautiful and so sexy, and I think that's one of the best song in the record.
Obviously, Bring Him Home is such an incredibly iconic song, especially with the likes of the people that have performed it in the past. Was that worrying for you to tackle? How did you kind of go about putting a different spin on it?
And actually, wait until you come and see the concerts in October here when we're in the UK, because David, he blows that song when he started the song.
That's not quite what you mean to say.
That sounds
That's not
terrible.
correct English, actually.
That's
That is really
exactly
bad.
the
Blame the
opposite.
translation boys.
Sorry, I'm French.
boy.
That's what you would say in French, actually.
quite
What I mean by that, let me rectify this.
No, that's not. This is really.
He really
Blows it out of the water,
nailed
you
it.
mean?
Nails it.
He
Exactly.
nails it.
Exactly.
It's I have this
blows it and
feeling when
nails
I'm standing on the stairs and I listen to him. We just finished actually 6 nights on Broadway, which was 6 nights only. It was exceptional. And when David started the song, which he has a good, it's pretty much his song really that he carries there. I almost forget to come and sing. I'm just completely.
But that sounds
Yeah, I
something
know
normal.
it's not unusual.
That's something normal.
Yeah, I know Tom. I know Tom. No, I get really into the story and the character and the way he sings the song. I can't compare it to anyone out there. He doesn't sing like Alfie Boe or whatever. It's David Miller singing the song with the three of us, and I find that completely inspiring. And that's very different from what we used to do.
It's a very special moment in the show, yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Obviously,
We love you, Dave. You blow it.
You've just finished your run of shows at the Marquis on Broadway, which is obviously Behave Yourself. I saw that, which is one of the most famous theatres in the world. One of the most famous kind of homes of musical theatre in the world. Tell me what that was like performing there.
Well, that was amazing, especially because just performing on Broadway, that's probably every musician's dream at some point. And again, that was something when we started with El Divo almost 10 years ago, that is what was never kind of on a bucket list. That was never an aim. But now our musical journey has brought us there, and that's something else we've done now, and we've experienced it. And we had that music theatre crowd there in the Marquis Theatre, and it was just absolutely amazing. It's just another dream come true for us.
10 years you guys have been together, nearly 10 years,
Almost,
2004,
yeah.
wasn't it? So
Yeah.
how do you think things have changed both in the music landscape and in your personal relationship since you got together?
Wrinkles?
Musically, I was having a chat about people. It's I have to say it's been an amazing journey for us. It's been increasing all the time in terms of people going physically buy records. It's like dreadful, and it's scary. And I said, people have campaigned for cancer, they have campaigned for car crash, but there's no campaign really for stealing music. And I think, it's a bit of a shame because music is one thing that's so important to people's life. It brings memories, it's entertaining, and I hope that we're going to educate people in a different direction nowadays. And, the thing that we're very grateful for is we're able to tour forever, really. Like, we never stop. And thankfully, we've got amazing followers and fans and people who have never come to see a show as well. I think the Broadway has wider our audience. We have younger people, families coming to see the show. There's, songs from Can You Feel the Love Tonight, from The Lion King. So, of course, it's going to be attractive to a lot more people. And, I think we have a high-class problem for us. But I think, if you look at the general concept, it's difficult to look where the music is heading towards to.
Some people say that musical piracy, although obviously it's never a positive thing, some people say, well, it's just how young people consume music now. This is what young people do. They download music, and maybe downloading something illegally will mean that they then seek out more of your music. Do you think that there's any positives to it in that sense, or do you think it's a very negative thing?
I would like to say that I think it's a very negative thing. There are hundreds of different ways to come across the enormous and ever-increasing wealth of music that's out there. I think the idea of stealing anything that's just a lack of education and a failure on the parents' part. And children tend to learn by example. They don't just decide they are going to steal things on their own, whether it's their peers, their classmates, or however they come into contact with this type of behavior. It causes a strain on the entire industry, and the entire industry suffers, not just the artists, but the record companies themselves, the radio stations that try and play the music. Everyone is felt and hit by this. And so, why not just be part of the way things are supposed to be? And if you want a piece of music, go buy the piece of music.
Or pay to download
People
it.
talk about global warming.
Warming.
Sorry. Oh my God, my English this morning. But they don't talk about this sort of things because, I don't know, people seem really fearful, and especially artists, I find. And I think it's great to, take a step and say, actually, guys, it's about educating our children today and change that mentality.
What would you do then? Would stiffer penalties for people downloading, or
How would you teach your children, Seb?
No, it's a very good. I know we're going out of subject here, but
musical
our
affair.
record, a musical affair, which is out on the 2nd of December. We'll be on tour in October, guys. Don't miss it. We'll be in the UK.
It's very interesting because you guys have been working in the industry for a long time. It's obviously something you're very passionate about. I'd be interested to see what you would do.
But for me, it starts with I have 3 young kids, and it's about educating them. Personally, it comes from parenting, but at school. I think school is a very important element. That's where they spent, I don't know, probably 70% of their time. And I think if teachers, music schools, etc., are bringing this message, that also will change it. Because kids pick up stuff from school that you're not in control of. Once they're there. So I think it's got to be an individual decision and and it becomes a collective desire.
I think you need to put some penalties to the people to do it, because obviously there's going to be a point that the artists are going to disappear, because obviously that's the only way we have to be close to the people, and that's the only way to live. And if the record disappear, if we disappear, then the music at the end is going to disappear. And imagine without us, what can you do without us? Should we cry?
Don't make me face the world without
Crying over you. It's terrible.
you. Well, back onto happier things. Obviously, it's your 10-year anniversary next year.
Yes.
What are you going to be doing to celebrate?
Oh.
That's a good question. We should go for a go-kart or get drunk.
For what?
Don't tell me you
What?
haven't thought about it yet.
No,
What?
we actually haven't.
Wait, I want to know what Sebastian is talking about. Drink, driving, go-karts. What are you talking
do not
about?
want to know that.
No, I was trying to. No. We'll figure out something out. I think a good night out will be definitely.
When is it, by the way?
April.
27th of
27th.
April.
Yeah, we're gonna be on tour.
2014.
We'll be touring, so yeah, we should go and just knock ourselves up with a few drinks and
Yeah,
karaoke. We
think
did that
there's-
in Japan one day. That was
Yeah.
really fun.
Did you guys actually walked into a karaoke bar?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
In
Did
Japan.
people recognize you?
No.
No.
In Japan? Yeah, no, in,
Oh, yeah, they
in
did.
Japan.
Yeah,
big
yeah.
time.
Because that would be
Yeah.
amazing. If you were just in some kind of local neighborhood dive karaoke bar, you walked in, they were like, "Oh, loads of drunk guys."
I just feel embarrassed to sing in a karaoke.
I've noticed.
Really?
That's because you're embarrassing.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's because I have my shirt open to my neighbor, and I smell.
But it's funny, the repertoire that we were singing then, it was nothing that we would probably ever sing in our lives. We were singing like some kind of what?
You were doing
Everything.
some
You were
sort of
doing
Jamaican
Rihanna.
reggae. Was
You
weird.
were singing Rihanna, Rude Boy.
You
what it
sung Rude
was.
Boy.
and scatting over top.
Oh my God, that was madness, honestly. But it was.
It's just
fun,
going to be
you know?
like a B-side, perhaps.
Ah,
Because I would pay
Yeah.
for that. I would love to hear
you mean
that.
a British side?
British side. Lovely. Thank you so much, boys.
Thank
It's
you
a
very much.
pleasure
It was
to
a real
talk
pleasure.
to you.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for having us.